Can you talk? All right, and here we go. Our first semifinal of the day featuring the 1 seed Crestwood against the 5 seed, Kings Christian. I'm Max. I'm joined here with Steve on a great Saturday morning.
It's exciting times, Max. You get to the semifinals. I think the quarterfinals, all the top seeds took care of business except for the last game where we had the most entertaining quarterfinal, which was Kings and Lincoln, and Kings came out victorious. So getting the semifinals really ramps it up in the intensity and the excitement. The do-or-die type time of year for OSBA playoffs, and Crestwood obviously chasing the chance to try and defend their title. Kings looking for the upset on semifinal Saturday.
We're at usual starters on both sides. For Crestwood, we got Lattimore, Edwards, Demica, Drummond, and Day Wilson. On the King side, we have Ennis, Stupar, Joseph Bernard, Jegede, and Kokic.
So in the quarterfinals, Crestwood did a real nice job early getting all of their starters involved in something offensively. First 4 or 5 possessions, everybody had a couple touches. It seemed like the shot distribution was quite even as well. I'd anticipate them to try something similar again here in the semifinals, just get everybody involved in the rhythm early.
Kings, good look for Kokic early. She was hot in the quarter. Quick release, no good. Stupar tries to track that down. It's going to be out of bounds off Kings over to Crestwood.
And that'll be one thing Kings will rely on or need today, I think, as this game goes on, is they're going to have to make some shots, especially from the perimeter. Obviously, Crestwood's got a very strong interior defense. Kings are going to need some outside shooting to go.
Zone look here from Kings. They get Lattimore a good touch on the block. That's no good. Demica with the follow. Too strong. Second chance. It's good, though, with the left.
Great pass there from Edwards to get in the middle of the zone, which is where every offense wants against the zone. A high post touch. Throws it in high-low, and they get a good shot, and then Demica in the follow gets some 2 points of the possession.
This Jegede using the Stupar screen up top. Well defended there by Crestwood. 5 on the shot clock now. Same screening action. This time Jegede goes to the rim, unable to convert, and here comes Crestwood in transition. Edwards to Demica, and she takes it right to the rim. She'll be fouled by Ennis. Heading to the line for 2.
I like that. Crestwood, you get Demica a couple touches here early and get her in her rhythm. I think most times it's easy to get themselves some touches for Edwards. Lattimore and Day Wilson's always so central in their offense. So to get Demica going early as well is a real nice start for Crestwood, and probably a bit of a downer for Kings. It's probably not something they were banking on to start this game. We'll watch too, Max, when we come back for Kings. It looked like this first set possession. It was their second possession, but first time they really set up offense. They tried to get Jegede in a ball screen. She looked like she wanted to get going at Drummond, and Drummond disrupted that with a high hedge the first time and contained it quite well in the second attempt. So we'll see if Kings try something else for Jegede or if that is the matchup they're trying to go early.
Stupar now on Drummond. That's affected by Lattimore, and Crestwood again busts out in transition. Demica over the top to Lattimore. Nice move to get Joseph Bernard up in the air, and she's able to finish for her first 2 points of the game.
Yeah, great footwork. I mean, you get the big girl run up down the floor like that. It's tough to contain, but then she has the footwork to go on top of it, and there's a lot of versatility to her game.
Nice move up top by Jegede, affected though by Edwards at the rim. That one's off. Here comes Day Wilson now pushing. Quick pull-up in transition, just short. But there's those bigs for Crestwood, and Aaliyah is going to follow that for her first 2.
And unfortunately, it's the probably worst case scenario for Kings, but you have to take this time out. And you respect the offensive power and defensive presence of Crestwood, and the defensive one really piling on here, but you can't let this thing get going too far, and if you give a shot to get back in.
Kings in that zone, still a great job. Ennis gets a hand on it. Here's Kings in transition. Jegede right at Day Wilson, good job to affect that. Lattimore over the top. We're going to get a foul on the putback, so we're going to get Kings going to the line for 2, and it's going to be first foul on Latasha Lattimore.
Yeah, and that's one the Kings really needed, which was something in transition and get them something at the basket. The first few times down, they did have the open 3 the first possession, but each of the other possessions had somebody challenging their shots, and they were a bit rushed or a tough take. So something now at the rim, chip to go to the free throw line, get themselves a little established, may help settle them down here on offense.
One for 2, but great follow there by Stupar, able to clean up the miss. Goes around Drummond and finishes with the left hand. Kings now in a different zone, look a 1-3-1 it looks like. Edwards is going to drive baseline. Good pass by Dave Wilson, finds Demica. An open look from the wing, and she buries it.
Yeah, that's part of what we touched on early is Demica is such an important piece of this offense, but typically plays about 3rd or 4th in the scoring pecking order. So the fact that they could get her going early really sets her up for that threat. And if Kings is going to show a fair amount of zone, they do mix up defenses. It adds an outside perimeter threat for Crestwood.
Great defense there. Drummond cutting off Stupar, going to cause the travel, and it's going to go back over to Crestwood. And last time we saw Demica in this gym, Steve, it was the OSBA final last year. She poured 8 threes all in that 3rd quarter, bringing Crestwood back into it. So she likes this Ryerson gym.
She can really get going. I mean, I think that's been a staple throughout her entire career here. But, yeah, some fond memories for both her and Crestwood last time the game was on the line.
Again, that 1-3-1. This time they get a good look for Edwards in the corner. Going to get called for the travel. Late hop, so it's going to go over to Kings.
You can see it's one of those dilemmas there on the Crestwood bench. You love that Demica made the extra pass, but at the same point you're kind of like, you're getting going. They kind of, yeah, you could have shot that one. You're our shooter. You had another good look, but you never want to discourage the unselfish play and the extra pass. So a bit of a toss-up. You could see the bench have the pause.
Tie up there in the full court press. Going to get a foul there on Edwards. It's going to be her first.
This could be a critical thing for Kings. They've obviously had some challenges getting some offense going early. If they could find a way to break the pressure and have a chance to attack out of that and the press break offense, that may help them generate an easy shot. So this could be an opportunity for them to look to be aggressive and see if they can find something easy.
Looked like they had a good opportunity there, just out of Stupar's reach, and Crestwood pushing back the other way. Demica, a quick look from the top. That one's just off. It's going to go back to Kings.
Yeah, and I think you like that one if you're Crestwood. As we mentioned a bit earlier, she'd established herself here early in the game. Now you get another good clean look trail in the play. You want her to have those shots, especially off the turnover created by your pressure.
A fall back into player-to-player here for Crestwood now. Hartman working on Lattimore, going to get called for the travel. Kings still in that 1-3-1 look. Extra pass, Edwards from the corner. Her three's too long. Lattimore there as though she's able to put back in the follow.
They've done a nice job, Crestwood, against this 1-3-1. They get a pass to the wing. The bottom of that zone's coming up, or the wing defender's coming up to take that pass. So one more is leaving the corner quite open.
Good passing there. Kings over the top, able to get Jegede going to the rim. It's going to be foul there on Day Wilson. It's going to head Jegede back to the line.
Foul on White 23.
So this has been, as we've touched on, this is what Kings probably really needs, which is something out in transition or the press break offense to generate some shots that they weren't potentially getting otherwise.
Good look for Ennis off the baseline inbounds. That one's just off. If you're Kings, you're going to want to look to see if she can get going. Big factor there in that win over Lincoln in the quarters. Good look for Edwards, but that one's no good. Stupar cutting to the basket. Here's Lee off of the wing ball screen, and she's able to hit the pull-up.
Yeah, it was a great screen. It forced Lattimore to really make a decision. Had she stepped up to challenge that, the roll was going to be open, so she had to stay in a bit of a middle ground. Lee felt that space and had enough to get the pull-off off.
2-3 zone now look for Kings. Day Wilson tries the deep three to answer that. That one's just off, and here comes Kings pushing. They get it right back to Lee. Corralled there, though. Double teamed on the baseline. Day Wilson's going to come up with the steal and pushing ahead. Woo! Good recovery there, right? Jegede able to get a hand on it as Lattimore leaked out the back end.
You know, and that's that last possession for Day Wilson. There's so many times when, especially at this level, you get a broken possession like Crestwood was. You have nothing going. She still has the ability to make something happen and has the range to make that a good shot. So the possession still ends with a great three-point attempt. That one doesn't go, but Day Wilson's such a threat from everywhere that even when she needs to bail them out, they still get a good shot.
Again in the 2-3 look here for Kings. 8 on the shot clock now. Day Wilson gets in the lane. Her pull-up too strong. Ennis comes down with the rebound. Ooh, good transition defense, but Ennis is able to step around the defender, get to the rim. 12-7 lead now for Crestwood.
Yeah, nice job, Ennis. Good finish, good control.
Woo. Right back the other way. Edwards with some fancy footwork of her own gets a spin move on the baseline, going to draw the foul, and she's going to head to the line for her first 2 chances.
You got to give, again, like I've been quite impressed with the Crestwood offense in the sense of who's on the floor, and I think they did a real nice job of getting touches. Demica got going early. Day Wilson had a couple nice ones early against the zone. They make a couple subs, and now it's time they ensure they get Edwards a touch, and she knows it's her turn as well. Gets herself to the rim to the free throw line. So they've done a real nice job establishing all of their key pieces in offense here in the first 2 games of the playoffs.
Still with that pressure, Crestwood. Kings, good job breaking it. Poor pass, though, by Ennis there on the back end. Edwards is able to pick that off pretty easily. Right back the other way. Lee almost jumps Edwards' pass for Day Wilson, but she's able to get it. And just like that, right in the lane, and she gets her floater to go for 2. Ennis calling for the screen with Stupar. Gets herself around. Edwards gets into the lane, and again, some fancy footwork from Ennis, and she's able to finish.
Yeah, really good body control there by Ennis to get around that high hedge, get herself going back downhill, and then the control to hold off a defender and get herself to the rim. And I think there's some confusion if we've had a technical foul or a timeout called on this, and judging by the 2 benches, I think Crestwood believes there's a timeout, and Kings may have been called for a technical, but we'll let this sort out.
I believe the call is a technical on the head coach of Kings. We're now checking with the table to see if there was also a timeout called. We're going to have Day Wilson at the line, so there is no timeout. And Day Wilson's going to hit the free throw. And it's going to be Crestwood ball on the sideline. King still in the 2-3 zone. Bailey gets in the lane. Good job there. Stupar able to get a hand on it on the drive, and here comes Ennis in transition.
I think the Kings bench wanted Jegede to let that one go.
Day Wilson gets her hands in there, able to come up with the steal. Here's Lattimore, just checked back in. Long steps right to the rim.
Great pass. I mean, Day Wilson to have the hands to get that steal. She jumped into Jegede's space, felt with it. She was kind of stuck in a hesitation. But then the ability of the body control to both control that, get herself up in the air and pass it to Lattimore was really impressive for Day Wilson.
Pressure still paying dividends here for Crestwood. That one did not result in the steal, but poor pass over the top. It looked like no Kings offensive players were even in the vicinity, but just mishandled by the Crestwood defender, so it's going to remain here Kings ball. 18-9 now, 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Gonna see if Kings can generate some offense here. That foul was Ennis again getting in the lane. It's going to be pick up the foul on Demica. It's going to be Crestwood's 4th team foul. So next one, and Kings is in the bonus.
I think Ennis has clearly been the best weapon for Kings early in this game. Her ability to put the ball on the floor and get into the heart of the defense has created both some offense and drawing some fouls.
And just like that, we pick up the 15 foul. So Stupar's going to head to the line. A good sign here for Kings as they've been struggling in the half court to create some stuff. So picking up some fouls, get some easy ones going, might just be their answer to claw their way right back in this thing.
Yeah, we mentioned the first timeout, Crestwood jumped up to the 7-0 lead, and we talked about they didn't want to get too much further than that. And that's why we liked the first timeout. And now they've kept it fairly even since then, but this is the challenge against Crestwood. Even when you're playing great basketball, the defensive presence they have, the offensive power they have, it's hard to mount a long and extended runs against them. So as you mentioned, hopefully this free throws, if you're Kings, you're hoping this stretch of time right now, you can get a couple possessions, easy points from the free throw line. It can let you chip away at that lead a little bit, putting into the second quarter.
Here's some pressure from Kings. Over the top to Lattimore, well handled there by Crestwood. Zone, they get Lattimore tied up at the length, just looks over top of everyone. Good pass, finds Drummond there on the block, no good. Lattimore though with the follow. First one's no good, second one no good. All over these offensive rebound is Crestwood. Edwards isn't able to hit the last.
What a possession for Crestwood, unfortunate to come away without anything.
And right back the other way, Kings runs in transition, going to pick up, Edwards also picks up her second foul, and Kings is going to go back to the line.
You know, I think Edwards had the right idea there. She kept her hands out of most of that action and probably had the space to challenge that appropriately, but got a little excited, and I think before the takeoff had come into the cylinder of the offensive player and kind of took her off her drive line. But had she held her place, probably could have made that a real tough shot for Hartman without fouling. But the free throws, as we mentioned, giving Kings some life into this here at the end of the first quarter.
Two subs here for Crestwood. We're going to stay with Edwards with the 2 fouls early in the first quarter, so we'll see if she can manage that here.
Coach Davis did a nice job of his team there too during the free throws, letting them know it was another good possession that last time down. They just happened to miss a few at the rim, but not to be discouraged in the shot quality that they were getting.
2-3 zone here again from Kings. Dave Wilson up top, great job probing in. Mishandled there by Joseph. It's going to go out of bounds back over to Kings.
Now a little bit of a combination of Dave Wilson had the right idea. The fill in behind her was open, found that space. The pass was a little off the mark, and I think it surprised Joseph a little bit, and that combination led to a disconnect.
Nice pass. Cook finds Stupar cutting. Hartman, deep 2, no good. Stupar, though, all over these offensive rebounds for Kings. She's going to go at Drummond. Left hand is no good, but another offensive rebound.
Great effort by Stupar in there. Tremendous effort by Stupar just to keep that possession alive and give them an opportunity. And credit to Drummond on that one. Stupar looked like she had an advantage coming to the left. Drummond did a nice job keeping her hands out there, forcing it to be a tough shot, and the scoop fell a little short. So well done all around that possession.
Joseph just checked into the game. Her 3 from the wing, too strong. Lattimore rises above the defense, picks up the rebound, finishes plus the foul. It's going to be Stupar second. That's going to be big for Kings to see how they manage that. And Lattimore is going to go to the line to push this to a 9-point lead.
Much like early in the game, we talked about one of the best things they did is they had, I think it was the first possession, Max, one of the first couple regardless. They came down, they got it to Edwards in the high post. She went high-low to Lattimore, and their zone offense had not replicated that for most of this quarter. But then he came down now, and what was feeling like, despite the score still being in Crestwood's favor, just feeling like time for an important possession, get a good shot. They come back down, they get it right into the high post to Lattimore. She gets them an inside touch, falls over the offensive rebound at the and one, and now they generate a turnover. So big swing there by getting that ball back to the high post.
Travel there by Joseph Bernard in the pressure. Still Crestwood having that full court zone pressure look. Really affecting Kings, bringing the ball up. Right back to Crestwood here. 8-point lead, 21-13, 1.5 minutes to go. They get Edwards a touch on the block. Now a touch from the corner for 3. That one's off. Lattimore again all over the glass, but unable to handle that one. Good box out by Cook.
See if Crestwood can get Edwards out here to end the quarter with the 2 fouls.
Woo. Good bounce there as tried to find Farley. Day Wilson did a great job getting a hand on it, but bounced right to Cook, who cut right into the lane. Woo. Oh. Another good possession for Cook. Gets her hands on the pass, trying to find Edwards. Oh, a little miscommunication there. It looks like they had a 3-on-1 the other way, and right back. Crestwood finishes for 2.
That looks like one of those ones that pop up in baseball where everyone thinks someone else is going to get it, and no one gets it.
And it seems like just as the way this game goes, once you have one of those chances and you don't capitalize, Crestwood's so good at going the other way and making you pay. Edwards again takes it back the other way, and she's going to finish for 2.
Great hands there by Edwards. Clearly she wanted to get that one to Dave Wilson, but couldn't quite get control of it when she was trying to pick up the dribble. So able to be a little late with the pickup and still finish with a tough shot over top the defender.
Quick shot there for King is going to give Crestwood the last shot here. Dave Wilson right down the other lane, gets the floater, and just like that, a quick 6-0 run to end the quarter in the final minute for Crestwood. Extends this one 27-15 at the end of 1.
And this one was at about 5, I think, when Lattimore got that touch in the high post. The made free throw, offensive rebound, back to pressure, and just the end of the quarter went all downhill for Kings.
Wood ball, leading this one 27-15 over Kings Christian. Good job, Joseph gets in the lane on that zone look again. They get a good look for Drummond in the corner. That one's no good. Joseph, though, full court pressure here to start the second quarter, and she's able to get a hand on it. Nice passing there. Kings gets through the pressure for a score. Good pass by Ennis to Farley for her first 2.
They're going to need that. They need the counterattack, which we touched on a couple times. They need something that generates a little bit of easy offense. The bonus at the end of the first quarter was a plus for Kings. They were unable to capitalize as it slipped away. So now they got to find something else to get them back in it.
Good defense this possession for Kings so far. Tries to find Edwards on the block, but good job there by Jegede to tip that away. It's going to be shot clock violation on Crestwood. It's going to go over to Kings.
And Demica's going to check back in, and I think she was a big difference maker for them against the zone in the first half. They got her in a bit of a rhythm. She's such a threat to shoot the ball from the outside. Her length in the guard spot got them a couple offensive rebounds.
Again, some good passing by Kings. Just unfortunate on the back end, 2-on-1. Dave Wilson comes up with the steal, and just like that, Crestwood answers at the other end.
Great job by Dave Wilson. You get stuck as the back end person. Not many times do people leave their smallest guard as the one in the back end of a pressure, but Dave Wilson's such great hands. Demonstrate on that play to disrupt the offense.
Again, a 3-on-2 that time, and again, Demica this time is able to tip it away. So some chances for Kings, just not able to take advantage of the opportunities.
Yeah, you're right. They're getting through the pressure, but not converting on the front end, which gives Crestwood free reign to stay in pressure because you're not giving up anything even when you're unsuccessful.
Over and back there, just too far for Farley. Couldn't handle it, just trying to tiptoe at the half-court line. It's going to be Crestwood ball here. 14 on the shot clock. Here's Bailey from the corner. Her first chance at three. It's no good. Even the unset pressure has been pretty good from Crestwood. Off their misses, they've done a great job. Their forwards staying high. I think Joseph did it a few possessions ago, got a hand on it. Edwards there. They've even been able to stop just the transition breaks other than the full court set defense. Ennis does another good job getting in the lane. But Dave Wilson, great job defensively. Back the other way, they try to find Edwards and mishandles that pass, so it's going to go out of bounds. Back to Kings.
Yeah, I think the reality for Kings at this stretch now, just watching the last possession, is that they're going to need their best scorers to be a part of the offense if you're going to try and upset a team like Crestwood. And the person they're probably missing right now early on is Jegede, and they're going to find a way to get her some shots and some easy points to get her going. They had one early at the free throw line where she made 1 or 2, but since then still able to find her many shots.
Edwards comes right down the lane, going to drive into the defender. Some excitement there for Crestwood. It's going to be a foul on Kings, their first of the quarter. Hartman's first. Jegede, a good look from three. No good. Hartman there for the offense rebound. Kokic, try to get her going.
It's 2 good looks there, though, on that possession for Kings. Probably one of the better jobs they've done coming through the press break of actually converting the breaking of pressure into an offensive opportunity.
Good job, Lattimore there, cleaning up the defensive glass for Crestwood. We're going to pick up the foul on Jegede, trying to reach in. Player-to-player defense now here for Kings. Jay Wilson, great little dump-off pass to Lattimore, unable to hit the first alley-oop attempt. A deep three here for Ennis, and she's able to hit.
The Kings defense has been okay when they've got set. I think they've been probably happy with their performance in the quarter court. It's been the Crestwood transition for the most part. It's really changed the dynamic of this game. Kings has been unable to score in transition or even breaking the pressure, and Crestwood's been extremely effective when they get themselves on the move.
And good look here, Demike, the corner three, and she's able to hit.
Great find there by Dave Wilson, too. Goes from the left side of that zone. Defense gets in there, forces it to collapse. Kick up to Demika.
Nice pass. Dubar finds a cutting Ennis, and she's able to hit.
Ennis has been good. She's been very good. And as we said, I think Kings is going to need a little more from the other players in front of their scoring line.
Good job, Stuber able to keep Lattimore in front of her, but the pull-up at the foul line, too smooth for Latasha Lattimore.
Yeah, that's tough. Great finish there from Lattimore. Tough to defend.
Jagade here guarded by Day Wilson, uses a Stupar screen. Day Wilson, another great job getting her hands in on the ball handler, picks up the steal, and Crestwood gets her a look in transition, and she hits the three. Pouring it in here early on in the second quarter. Crestwood's extended this lead 40-22. Good defense there for Crestwood to start this. Sorry, out of the timeout, causes the turnover on Kings. Going to go back over to Crestwood. Ooh. Some tangled bodies up there, and Edwards' post-up opportunity. Able to bring down the rebound. We're going to get a jump ball, though. Good job, Lee and Stoop are able to tie her up. It's going to be jump ball heading over to Kings. Just like that, we're going to go right back into another timeout. Coming out of the timeout, Crestwood again back, still in that pressure. Crestwood falling back to a player-to-player. Good job, Lee, able to get in the lane. She gets to her left hand at the rim, unable to hit that, and here comes Edwards pushing in transition.
Crestwood continues to convert in transition. They do a nice job turning that defensive rebound into 2 easy points. That just pounds the pressure on top of Kings.
Nice pass there, Lee, to find Hartman. Unable to handle a pass, unlucky for Kings. Looks like they had a layup. Crestwood right back the other way. Day Wilson gets a pull up in transition.
Wow, great finish. And again, I think the hands of Day Wilson, the back on the pressure has been really eye-opening how effective she is as the last person in that seems to get a hand on almost every possession.
Nice hustle there by Lee. Gets it back for Kings. A good look for Ennis. That's what Kings wants. Just off the mark. Crestwood all over the boards, and they're going to push. 2-3 zone here for Kings. See how Crestwood attacks it. And the skip pass, Day Burrell got a good look for Day Wilson. Up fake. Great dump off pass to find Edwards cutting on the block. 2 more points here for Crestwood.
Day Wilson again gets down that bottom piece of the zone, gets that defender to come to her. Once she does, just bounces it for Edwards to walk into a layup.
Good job, Kings there. Pass over the top. Hartman attacks and able to dump off there for Ennis. We're going to get a timeout there for Crestwood. Looks like they're going to clean up some of that middle of the pressure. Kings remains in their T3 zone. Reed checked in just before this first timeout. She gets a good look. She's able to hit from 3. Everyone's hitting for Crestwood early on here. They're up to 49 points here. Still 3 minutes to go in the first half. Good job breaking that press. Hartman gets an open look, and she's able to hit for 2 of her own.
Yeah, Kings is doing a much better job as this half has gone on of attacking the backside of the pressure, something we talked about early. They've made some adjustments, and they're doing a better job executing.
And Reed another look, and she's able to hit 2 in a row.
The Crestwood offenses continue to roll, though. It is tough to chip back into any game where the offense is putting up points like Crestwood is.
Back-to-back scores, though, for Kings. That's a welcome sign when they were having some trouble early on getting the rock to go. Crestwood, though, we're going to get Edwards driving baseline, going to get called for the charge. It's going to be her 3rd foul. We're going to get 5 subs here for Crestwood. 2.5 to go here in the first half. Crestwood leads this one 52-28 over Kings.
Yeah, I think there is potential that a 3rd foul on Edwards in the first half could cause you some stress if you're Crestwood typically, but when you have a 24-point lead, that gives you quite a bit of room to relax and figure out a minute rotation in the second half that won't cause you too much disruption.
Good look for Stupar there from Ennis. A little rushed with Lattimore closing out. A little short, but a good possession there for Kings. Lattimore's pass for Akabasu picked off there. Ennis gets a good look in transition, just rattles out. Crestwood's able to come down with it. Nice cut there for Akabasu. Good high-low action for Crestwood in the zone, and they're able to get another layup out of it.
This is good. We touched a bit earlier, too, of Kings wanted to find some opportunities for Jegede, and clearly Crestwood had come out, giving her a fair amount of attention, trying to limit those opportunities. But here in the middle of the second quarter, so they've now found some space for her, and hopefully they can get her going heading into halftime and carry into the second half.
That was Demica who picked up that foul, so also her third. With the third foul, Coach Marlowe decides to bring her back to the bench, and Day Wilson checks back into the game here, 1:16 to go in the first half.
It's not a lot to have those 2 or 3 fouls with the score as is right now, but it is at least something if you're Kings. If you can chip away, maybe there's potentially been a couple Crestwood starters in foul trouble.
Huh.
But you will need to slow down the Crestwood offense.
And it's going to be hard when everyone keeps to seem to be stepping up. Kings gets in that full court man, and Tiana Bailey gets the crossover at half, gets downhill, and gets right to the rim for 2. Just seems Crestwood goes to their bench, and everyone coming off the bench just continues to hit shots.
You had a couple good shots there for Ennis. I think Kings was pretty pleased with that possession. You got her one on the bounce and a little floater lane, a shot that she's performed so well, and then you get her on a kick out of the offensive rebound, unable to convert either. And as we've mentioned in other games too, you get down to Crestwood by 26. There's not only a lot of pressure to execute, but you actually convert probably almost all of your opportunities the rest of the way.
Oh, great hands by Lattimore, able to catch that pass over the top. Bailey again gets the crossover up top. Going to get the foul called a hold on Ennis, so it's going to be Crestwood ball on the sideline.
Yeah, it felt like some frustration there on Ennis. I mean, clearly she did not feel she had fouled when the call came in, whereas it looked like I thought she had fouled on purpose on the crossover, so on different pages.
On the post-up opportunity, we're going to get an offensive foul there called on Drummond. A push before the seal, so we're going to get it back over to Kings here. 26 seconds to go in the quarter.
If you're Kings right now, it would be a great win in this scenario is if you could find a way to get a score and earn yourself a second possession on offense before the halftime.
Good. Cook did a pretty good job to get by Day Wilson initially, but great recovery by Day Wilson to cut off the lane, caused the misstep there by Cook, causing the travel. We're going to get 2 subs for Crestwood. Both Demica and Edwards look like they come in for the last possession here.
Interesting call, Davis. Both having 3 fouls, and I do get the going for offense, but when you're up by 26 and Edwards has at least one of her fouls on the offensive end and is an extremely active offensive rebounder, I feel like you are putting yourself in some risk of potentially picking up a 4th foul. Again, maybe not that impactful with the way the score currently stands, but worth considering.
Kings in their player-to-player. They get Edwards a look off the bench for 3. That one, no good, and here comes Jegede.
Well, tough to argue now. Gets a great look out of it.
And just like that, at the end of the half, we're going to have Crestwood leading this one, a score of 56-30 over Kings Christian Collegiate. Coming out here to start the second half, it's going to be Crestwood ball. They lead this one 56-30 over Kings Christian Collegiate. Looks like Kings starts out in player-to-player defense. Crestwood working it around. Looks like they're trying to get Edwards a touch. Good job, Stupar, to cut that off. Now they're trying to get into Lattimore. Great hands as Jegede went over the top. Good passing by Lattimore to find Edwards. Little Euro. Lattimore, great offensive rebound. No rim, though. We're going to get a shot clock violation going over to Kings.
A nice take there by Edwards in the kick out. Just unfortunately, I mean, you miss in the right spot as well. It goes right to Lattimore. Unfortunately, she couldn't get it out of her hands before the shot clock expired.
Crestwood again, some good defense all over the ball here. Drummond gets her hand on it. Stupar, though, spins her around, gets the lefty to go.
Yeah, good finish. Good start for Kings as well. Get something inside. Crestwood took a little bit of time, but also got an inside touch to start the half.
Edwards drives, good job. Stupar able to cut her off. No good there for Edwards.
Nice defense there by Crestwood. Some pressure on it, allows the weak side to jump the passing lanes. You could see Edwards was starting to pounce. Lattimore puts the ball pressure on. See if they can get a steal, and they try and kick it to the weak side.
Nice pass to Jegede down low, working on Akubasu. Good defense, but some acrobatics in the air for Jegede, able to elude a block attempt there. Finishes.
Edwards has done a great job on Jegede all game. We've commented on the first half of Kings' desire to get Jegede going. You see, as soon as they switch Edwards onto Stupar, Kings goes right back to Jegede to get her a basket.
Great pass there. Lattimore able to find Edwards cutting to the basket. Good look for Joseph Bernard. Crestwood cleans it up. Here's Day Wilson. Good defense. Jegede able to cut off Edwards, and she's going to take the pull-up.
Yeah, pretty good defense, and even better shot there by Edwards. Able to absorb that contact as Jegede steps in there, get herself to balance, drills the pull-up.
Mishandled there, unlucky by Jegede. It's going to go back over to Crestwood here.
Jegede was getting ready to create a little bit of an offense. Maybe looked ahead to what was next before she actually corralled the
Zone,
pass.
back to zone now for Kings. Kings has done a better job at the start of this half compared to the first half. They've gotten some good looks. They've gotten a few to go early on, both Stupar and Jegede on the block. They got a good look for Joseph Bernard. This Crestwood offense, though, just continues to go with the Meke now. Hits the pull-up on the baseline. Jegede able to get to the rim. Unable to hit, but Crestwood pushing. Tied up there. Good job, Joseph Bernard, able to force the travel.
Easier said than done, but Kings is trying to find something here to slow that offense, as you mentioned. It's just been a steamroller going throughout this game, Crestwood, and their ability just to produce points and get contributions from so many people. But if that continues, which it has thus far for 24 minutes, there's very little space for Kings to get back in. Don't know if they can outscore them at a rate that allow them to make up that gap. So don't know if there is an answer, but they're certainly trying to find something to slow down that Crestwood offense.
Day Wilson goes right at Stupar in transition. She's going to draw the foul. She'll head to the line for 2.
Yeah, great take there, too. Day Wilson's up there. She's able to show the ball a little bit, force Stupar to come over, entice her to come over, trying to get a hand on that.
Going to line, shooting 2 is
Defender gets in her space, draws the foul, gets a free trip to the free throw line.
timeout called by Kings Christian Collegiate.
Coming out of the timeout, Crestwood now gives a zone look. 2-3, they're going to track Jagaday. Good job, Jagaday, able to throw it off the leg and out of bounds. Going to remain here. Kings ball, 14 now on the shot clock. Good job, Crestwood. The one trap slowed Kings down, able to take 10 off that shot clock early on. Same thing with now with Ennis in the corner. She's going to be trapped. She's going to also do it off the legs.
But still just chipping away in that clock for the Crestwood defense, and now you're forcing yourself into a bit of probably a rushed offensive possession. And they get the reversal, and Cook has to go right away. It's a low clock and force the turnover. So Crestwood, nice job. I think all those pieces, the pressure wearing it down, the trap on the sideline, all that contributed to that possession being a success.
Here's Kings back in the 1-3-1. Day Wilson, great pass to find Edwards open on the block.
What a pass. Like, what timing as a point guard to have the sense and the awareness and the skill set, all those pieces that go into it, the wait for that defender. As soon as the defender slides off of Lee, it's not about when she comes to her. As soon as she comes off, her teammate then leaves the ball for her, Edwards to go right to the rim for the lay-in.
Also had the look off to get the help defender back into the corner. Thought she was going to shoot or kick out for 3, but no, just dumped right off for the layup. A good look there for Ennis for Kings. That's what they want out of that, just unable to hit the 3. It's going to be jump ball staying with Kings. Oh. Oh.
I mean, what was Jagger looked like she took like a contact there to the stomach, which
The midsection.
yeah, could knock the wind out of you. But what was lost in that, maybe lost in that moment, you get distracted by the athlete going down, was how incredible the athletic display was by Lattimore coming over to take that thing out of the air as well. The Crestwood defense just comes at you in so many ways. They do a tremendous job on the ball pressure all over the court, but then they also have the size and the athleticism in the interior to challenge the shot. So you get by that first row, and you're running into some of the best shot blockers in the league. And the Lattimore probably spearheads that charge.
Dave Wilson, great look with the pull up on the baseline, no good. Ennis tracks down the rebound. Here comes Stupar pushing. Nice pass up to Skumatova. She's going to take the jumper in transition, and good job there for Kings. Edwards goes baseline. Pass to Bailey. 3 on the shot clock. Jagaday's going to pick off that pass. 1-on-1 now with Dave Wilson. Dave Wilson tried to get her to bite with the little hesitation pump. Jagaday's able to get to the rim.
Jaгаday did a nice job, I thought, on the first steal. She deflected that pass at half, but then ensured and tried to position her body to ensure she gained possession as opposed to taking off. She felt the presence of Dave Wilson, how good her hands are. Made sure she got the position sealed, so she was going to gain possession and then took off. Good read there by Edwards. Gets in the high post as the bottom defender slides up to the corner. Makes it a true one-on-one for her. One dribble away. As you get the defense to leave the rim, you always want to attack that matchup and force someone else to move. She's able to draw the foul. Well done. Good read.
Fouls on number 12. Eva Skumatova. That's her first foul. Team second.
Edwards able to hit both from the line. Skumatova driving on Lattimore. She's going to swap that one out of bounds. Remains ball King here.
Again,
Kings
a pretty
here,
good
12
take.
seconds.
I mean, Skumatova has a good drive line, the one-on-one. She gets it to her left hand. She's using her body to shield it, but that just shows the athleticism of Lattimore. She's able to absorb that drive and get off the ground, still up in the air, and use her length to challenge that shot. Just an incredible feat defensively.
They get a good look for Jagaday in the wing, and she's able to hit for 3. Rattles that one to go.
That one was all the way in. You kind of fell for it. The shot was in, and it popped out, but got itself back down to the hole.
Here's Reed, left wing, no good that time. Bailey flies in for the rebound, unable to handle it. It's going to be King's ball. We're going to get the first look here at Goodness. Cook is going to check out. Farley, a good look from the top of the key. Just too strong. Fight for the rebound. Edwards comes down with it. Some hands reach in. She's able to drive by them. Dish off to Lattimore, who finishes with the left.
Man, great pass. When you can get your forwards that can collect the rebound like that and take it to space and then start the transition, it really frees up everyone. It allows everyone else to run into space. Edwards is able to take this one into the paint and find Lattimore with a beautiful little pass. But the forwards that can start transition just allow the whole team to be that much faster.
Great trap there by Lattimore and Bailey, able to tie up the Kings defender. It's going to go back over to Crestwood. And they have both Edwards and Lattimore running the break there for Crestwood. Edwards with the ball and Lattimore gets behind the defense. When they have such athletes at the forward position that can outrun everyone else on the other team, it's a huge advantage for Crestwood. Open look here for Bailey from the corner. That one's just off. Pushing in transition, and Lee's going to pick up the foul there. We're going to get 5 subs coming in for Crestwood, and Ennis checking back into the game here for Kings.
Fouls on number 4, Celia Joseph. That's her first foul, team's second. Please take one.
And it's using the Farley screen up top. Gooden calling for it. She finally gets it. She gets in the lane. There's the Euro. Akabasu's there to clean up that miss, though. It's going to be a shot clock violation there on Kings.
Well, they had Gooden on the wing for a little bit, but they couldn't find her. By the time the ball had moved to that side of the floor, the defense had also responded, taking away that space.
Fouls on number 1, Dominic Ennis. That's her third foul, team's third.
Reset the shot clock now. It's 22 seconds here for Crestwood. Miscommunication there with Drummond and Stewart. It's going to go out of bounds, so it's going to go back over to Kings. Great defense there. Demeke able to tie up Lee. Comes away with a steal, pushing in transition, gets the pass away. Tried to draw the foul, unable to do so. With that, we're going to get some complaints coming from the Crestwood bench, and we're going to get technical foul here on Coach Davis, so it's going to be one shot here for Kings.
Technical foul on Marlo Davis, head coach of CrestwoodPrep.
First one rattles out for Ennis, so it's going to be Kings ball here sideline. We have 1:30 to go here in the third quarter. Crestwood has extended this lead now 69-43 over Kings.
What's up, Dave?
Gooden drawing from the top. Good pass to a cutting Farley. They got a good look for Ennis from the wing. That one's just off. Crestwood comes down with it.
Yeah, great rebound there by Drummond amongst a crowd of people to get their hands on it and just rip it through.
They tried to find Akabasu in the post with a little size mismatch on Ennis. Out to the wing, though. Ennis able to get a hand on it, causing the steal, and here comes Kings in transition. Woo! Some nifty footwork there by Lee, just unable to convert the layup after the spin move.
Yeah, great move to get right to the rim. Probably wants that shot back. Oh, she did all the hard parts of getting through the defense, getting herself a window to put that shot up. Just couldn't get over the front of the rim.
Two on the shot clock here. Demeke's got to go quick. They'll spin to the pull-up. Good move, well defended though by Kings, and here comes Kings pushing. Ennis finds Hartman in transition. That one's off, but Farley comes flying in for the rebound. Lee thought about the three, but passed up. 3-second differential here. Shot clock, game clock, end of the third quarter. Ennis calls for the screen, only got 1 on the clock now.
Some confusion there on the floor for Kings. It looked like they were playing the game clock with unaware of the discrepancy between the game clock and the shot clock cost them that violation.
Three now here for Crestwood. McKay tried to get away a clean look, unable to do so, but at the end of 3, we have Crestwood leading this one 69-43 over Kings Christian Collegiate. Kings does a good job, gets Farley a touch on the block, an open look for Gooden up top. That one's just off. Miller brings it down for Crestwood. Gabriel's pass there is pick off by Kokic. Was right at her in transition, going to draw the foul. She'll head to the line for 2.
You know, sometimes they feel the semifinals the most challenging game for a team like Crestwood. That's the defending champ, has gone with only 1 defeat for the entire season, and probably the hands-on favorites going into this playoff series. You get excited to start the playoffs, and you get fired up for the finals. You feel like the chance to get them is at the semifinal stage. So full credit for Crestwood. They came out today clearly with a high focus to start this game, a great game plan. They got off to a quick start and then never really let Kings get off the mat in this one. Kings is a very good team that changes defenses and caused no disruption to the Crestwood offense today.
Good job, Crestwood, able to push it. Finds Akabasu on the block for 2. Nice little play design there. Got good enough to pin down. Pretty good pass there by Hartman, too. Seemed to get her right in stride off the curl. Pretty good look for Gooden, and she's able to hit. Look to go back to Akabasu. Good job, Kokic able to front that and get a hand on the ball. Kings looking to push. Good hustle, though. Crestwood comes up with a steal on the entry to Stoop Bar. Good look for Reed on the baseline. Just rattles out. Horns look here for Crestwood. They get Okabasu a touch in the high post. Reed comes off that handoff. Gets in the lane and is going to finish plus the foul.
That's a good foul on Nina Kokic. That's to be her first, team's first. At the line shooting is Jadia Reed.
Big hit for Jagaday, and again, she's had, after a slow start, I think with the attention that Crestwood gave earlier, she started to contribute here some offense for Kings, and it's made a difference. Really the challenge now is the deficit that's been created by the Crestwood offense.
Reed with the big rebound and putback. Some big energy minutes here for Reed for Crestwood. Jagaday up top, drives in the lane. She's going to be fouled. She'll head to the line. Kings, though, continuing to fight here despite the 26-point deficit. Ooh.
Fouls on white number 5, Faith Joseph. Her first, team's 4. Foul on number 5, Abigail Scriveny on red. Her second, team's 2nd.
Miller working on good in the pass over to Okabasu. Gonna get called for the travel. Pressure defense there by Reed. And it called a little bit too aggressively on Gooden. Gonna get called for the foul. Jagaday putting it in here in fourth quarter.
Yeah, nice finish there too, Jagaday. Keeping the defender on her left shoulder and uses the right hand to scoop under control. Tip by Lee.
Good recovery there for Crestwood. 6.5 here to go. Crestwood leads this one 24. Probably an insurmountable lead here at this point for Crestwood, with Kings down this much, 6.5 only to chip away. But some important minutes here, Crestwood. They have a bunch of their bench going on the court. Important for them to get some motivation heading into the final, get them going. If they're going to have to rely on them likely in the final. And Kings, you want to end on a high note. So it's good. They've rotated everyone in on the bench, and you've gotten some pretty good minutes here from Jegede to end off the season. Hope just to pick up some other positives.
Yeah, for sure. And I think there's also the elements for Kings. I think they return everybody on this entire roster, and if not quite close to that. So you just want to continue to play, and you get a chance to get these minutes against a championship level team in Crestwood. So you value those, and I think you just want to continue to execute as your group as a young group in the high school circuit. And I think if you're Crestwood, there's the same considerations going on. You've got some people that are going to get a chance to get semifinal type experience right now against a very good team in Kings, preparing them for next year, as well as saving some of the legs of your starting five right now. So part of the challenge of a playoff series in any format or a major tournament is always also winning the attrition battle of getting through 3, 4, 5, 6 games. So Crestwood gets a little bit of luxury now to manage those minutes for their best players and keep them a little. You hope the next semifinal, if you're Crestwood's a total grind and you've got some fresher legs, is another piece to add to your advantages.
And we have seen some of these role players for Crestwood, Reed, Bailey in particular, have played some big minutes for Crestwood over the season and in some of their bigger matchups. I think against Capital Courts, Bailey hit a few threes to help extend their lead on that run. Against Niagara, Reed was on the court and hit some of those shots. So if you can get those two going here, get them some confidence heading into the final, it's going to be a great if you can rely on them, plus your starters who you know you've got. Jegede picks up another steal. She's able to finish for 2 more, and it looks like we're going to get all 5 starters for Crestwood at the table looking to check back in here. 4.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, and I think from Crestwood's side, that's just it's a bit of a long shift already for this group, so there's only so far they can go, and you want them to continue to have success within their shift. So as your legs start to wear down, it's tough for anyone to maintain the success, and you want everyone to end on positive. This will probably be a short shift for the starters, but chance to get a breather for everybody.
Going to get a timeout here, Kings, 4.5 to go.
This will probably be an important stretch here for Crestwood as well, with all the elements we talked about earlier. When your first 5 come back out, you want to get want to maintain the momentum and the success they built in this game, and I think Coach Davis will be on them to execute here, get good shots during the stretch. You don't want to get caught up in the score and develop any bad habits or momentum going into the finals.
Hello pass there from Edwards out of the reach of Lattimore. King's able to come up with a steal, but right back the other way. Kings turns it over in transition. Stay Wilson probing.
Last set. 16 seconds on. Back on.
Having some technical difficulties here, the shot clock. So we're going to go down to 14 now on the shot clock. Lattimore cutting. Working around 4 on the shot clock. A good look from Edwards from 3. That's no good. Farley Drummond fighting for the rebound. We're going to get a foul.
Balance it out. Stay nice and tough. Get too comfortable. Fouls on white number 21, Taylor Drummond.
Fighting for that board. Was going to be a foul there on Drummond. Little just issue here with the speaker system in the gym, so the background sound, trying to figure that out for you guys. We'll get that solved.
Have a seat.
Woo! Demica, that's her spot. She's able to hit another 3.
I think Ennis has been pretty awesome today, but that was certainly possession where she got a little lost. The horns action went down. She watched both forwards roll, lost total sight of Demico, and just walking up to the top wide open.
Woo! Jegede this time challenges Lattimore right into the body. Able to draw the foul.
You look back at this game at the beginning and you see how effective Jegede's been here in the second half, really from the middle of the second quarter on, and the impact she has on this Kings offense and the compliment she brings to Ennis, who is scoring since the beginning. And you really got to give credit to Crestwood and the game plan they came out with, and probably the job Edwards did at the start of the game, matching up with her just to bottle her up or take that time. And that's probably a key stretch in this game, as key as any when it's a 20-point game. But Crestwood started the game 7-0, forced that early timeout. And it took Kings almost the entire first quarter to get offensive flow going. And you look back at to put that, or would want to think that might be one of the key factors in hindsight that Crestwood really nailed.
Kings gets 2 traps there. Crestwood able to pass out of it. Reed finds Lattimore on the block. Good pass, finds Demica, another open look, and she hits another 3.
Great pass there. Lattimore probably had Edwards coming in there, but it was a tough pass. She saw that. She saw the defender chasing her and made the easy one over the top to Demica wide open in the corner.
Back the other way, they get Stupar a touch on the block. She's able to finish plus the foul.
Fouls called on number 3, Jediah Reed. That should be her third foul.
Able to hit. Day Wilson calls out the play. They get the horns action. Demica lifting, tries to find Lattimore cutting to the basket. That's broken up there by Stupar.
They had Kings in a bit of scramble there. They 2 of them ran towards Demica, not wanting to get burned by a third 3-pointer from her in the quarter.
Good look there by Jegede, no good. Lattimore, big rebound. Here comes Crestwood. Day Wilson probing. Whoo, great crossover, hangs in the air. She'll go to the line for 2.
foul, personal. That's our first foul of the game. Team serve.
Yeah. Still the
Tipped out of bounds there by Reed. She continues here with the pressure defense full court.
I was on the right track. I was on the right track. Whatever.
Stubart goes at Lattimore. Good job, though, challenging that shot. 4 on the shot clock. They got to go. Kokic, a quick release from the wing. Almost buries it. Day Wilson's guys for the rebound, and pushing. Gets in the lane. Demica, they're not going to leave her open again. Reed gets a good look from the top. It's no good. Kings brings down the rebound. Whew. Day Wilson continues to get her hands on some of these passes, and she's going to cause the tie-up, forcing the jump ball. It's going to stay here with Crestwood.
Yeah, dangerous pass there from Good, and she feels the presence of Lattimore, so throws it back under her own basket. Day Wilson just misses, but causes it to hit the ground, and a loose ball situation gets tied up.
Woo. Get Lattimore a touch on the block and just uses her strength to back right into the rim. Good hands there by Edwards, able to tie up the block, and we're going to get a
Foul will be on number 22, Eloise Gooden. Her first foul, team is 4.
we're going to get 2 shots here from Edwards, and then they're going to get the ball back with the unsportsmanlike foul. Whew. Good pass there, Edwards to find Lattimore on the post up. The stretch for the layup just no good. On the rebound, we're going to get Kings bringing it down. We're going to get the foul there on Demica.
Really great body control there by Lattimore as well. She's reaching up toward almost half to get the pass from Edwards around the defender. And then within one body move, it can take the body going from toward half to back towards the rim for reverse layup attempt.
Really good to see the length on that one too. Fully from the ground. Other arm almost is up, touching the rim on the attempt. You love to see it. Skumatova hits both from the line. Pretty good defense there. Hartman up top, able to tip away the steal. Then going to pick up the foul from Bailey. Oh. And back the other way, we're going to get a similar call with the unsportsmanlike foul. So we're going to get 2 shots here for Kings and then the ball after the shots. Hardman's able to hit both. Just a quick stoppage here for the shoe tie. Good into inbound here for Kings. We got 1 minute to go here. 19-point lead now for Crestwood. Good and pretty good job using the screen. Gets in the lane. Pull up just off the backboard. Rolls out. A little rush on the pass out. Off the offensive rebound. It's going to be off Kokic and out of bounds. So it's going to go back over to Crestwood. 40 seconds to go. The whole crowd was excited about that one. Ooh. Akabasu on the block. The hook is no good off the backboard. We got final shot clock here with Kings. Smudova gets an up fake, gets in the lane, and the left-handed scoop is good. Kings trying to end here on a positive. Cut it down to 17. And just like that, we have the end of our first semifinal of the day. Crestwood taking this one 85-68 over Kings Christian. Stay with us as we have Capital Courts in Niagara up next.